And we back, and we back, and we back. Did you miss us, young world? Mm-mm-mm.
I was gonna say, man, you almost missed the intro.
Hello, young world. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm.
I hope
We
everybody
weren't
had a good
back.
week off. Because I know I did. But
All right, look, I know we're recording. I was in the midst of singing a ballad to explain why we were off, and you interrupted me.
Okay, I'm sorry. Go
All
ahead,
right.
please.
Okay, can we start from this? Can we start from the top, please? I forgot my mode. The mojo's not there anymore. All right, so you sit there with your smile and your haircut, but you really, genuinely, you ruined my vibe. You ruined my vibe today,
I
Ryan.
fade.
My God. Oh my
Sorry,
God.
man.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
Yo, happy Thursday. Stop playing, Carlos.
Happy Thursday, world.
Stop playing, Carlos.
Young world.
Happy Thursday.
I hope you're having a happier Thursday and no one interrupts your, ballad to sing to you. Apologize why we weren't here last week. Me and Ryan decided it's nice to have a week off, just a day to ourselves. We actually went to a cottage that week.
You're gonna get us in trouble, man. Holy fuck.
Why? We are allowed to. It's legal. We were within our rights to do so during the step one process. Okay?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Anyways, yes, we were within the step one procedure. We needed a week off. So we just decided hey, let's relax, kick back, and enjoy ourselves. But now we are back to the motive, back to work, back to entertaining you fans and friends, family, loved ones, and the haters especially, bitch asses, motherfuckers, sons of bitches, all of y'all. But yeah, we're back and here with another week. Brian, how was your day so far?
I just wanted to first say off. Happy Thursday. I think I said that earlier, but still. It was good. It was good. Beautiful, sunny. The weather was like absolutely stunning in Toronto, which is always a good time. I think that it just like lightens the mood when you wake up, even if you know you have to work that day. Like luckily for me, I get to look on the street of College Street whenever I'm working, kind of thing. So to be able to kind of just see people walking around.
Don't be gross.
And especially with like the sun, and it's a dope feeling. So yeah, no, I guess my Thursdays are always dope. Plus, we always do the podcast every Thursday, knowing that. So it was good. It was good. How was yours?
It's fine. It's fine. Just work today and what? I said it's fine. It's just I just did the work. I don't have a window view of where I am, so sorry. I like to walk out. I don't do the whole people stare, but I like to look out. It's nice. I would like to go out from time to time, but there's not really much to do in the step one phase. And it's nice at least to have something in terms of the patios, but everything keeps on getting booked up and everything's busy. All right.
Yeah, so, we gotta hit a patio
eventually. I think
ASAP.
I think
ASAP.
Yeah, we'll just have but apparently step two is on the rise. Apparently, Dougie is getting a little pressure there, from what I'm hearing from his daughter and wife, to open up some nail salons and hair salons.
Dougie.
Just get it together, Dougie, or else that couch is gonna be very friendly for these next few weeks. Get it together, Dougie. Okay, we want that step two. We want that step. We want things open. Is all I'm saying. All right, we want things open.
I do want to say that with step one, even though it's only 4 per table, patios are open. So go support your local restaurants. Go support your people, especially in Toronto. And Toronto patio, a side note real quick, I actually read this whole Reddit post
from the Toronto
Reddit, about people being like, "Oh, like what's up with patio season? Like, why is everyone obsessed with patios in Toronto?"
Explain
And
it,
I'm like,
Brian.
patio season's just fucking sick. It's just a sick feeling, like just to be on a patio drinking, and there's a whole bunch of other people thinking the exact same vibe that you are. And like, there's definitely this like hive theory thing that's going on where you just realize you're all in the same space, you're all having the exact same kind of feeling. And it's great. And you're out there having a cold drink during a hot fucking day. So there's nothing wrong with patio season. Nothing. So that's why I suggest anybody who hasn't been on a patio since probably last summer, I'm assuming, go check it out. Go check it out because it's fucking sick. I was on one a couple days ago, and we went to this Mexican joint, which is really dope. And I had I think it was like a Mexican Bloody Caesar kind of thing. It was dope.
Wow.
So go check it out. Get some sun. Get
Interesting.
some vitamin D in you.
And for those listening, and if you're wondering, no, I was not there. Anyways, let's talk about recent events here. We didn't get to talk about it the week before we were off, but the Leafs.
Wait, what?
The Leafs, sir.
Was that last week?
The week before we were.
Oh, the week. Oh, okay, yeah. So 2 weeks ago, realistically.
Yes.
Man, I'm losing fucking track of time. Yeah, man. Fuck that.
Patio season got you all kinds of messed up, sir.
Damn.
Yeah.
Montreal, man. Fuck all that.
Are they in the? Clearly, I don't watch hockey, but is Montreal in the finals or?
No. They're still. I think it's semis right now. They're playing the Golden Knights. I think they're still in it. So I'm not gonna. As a Leaf fan, I fucking hate to say it, but good luck to them.
Don't say it. Then don't say it. You know how crazy the Leaf fans are, sir. You can't be.
They took us out.
No.
We should have won it. We were supposed to win the whole thing this year, and we fucking didn't. So whatever. Take it for what it is, man. And I think they're the only Canadian team that's left. I think I probably have that wrong. Let me look that up.
Yeah, take your time. Take your time. But
Montreal. Yeah, Montreal's the only Canadian team left. So fuck it, man. Yeah. Montreal's a beautiful city. Some beautiful people there. So.
Great city, great people. If y'all haven't been to Montreal, trust me.
Go check it out.
It is fun. And the women there are really friendly to talk to. Really friendly. No knock to Toronto, but I mean, the women there are so friendly, like approachable. I remember when I went there, women talked to me there. I had to double check. I had to do a double look back. I'm like, what, me?
Oh, whoa. Klaus, man, you're a handsome dude, man.
Oh, shut up. Don't do this. Don't start.
People need to realize.
Oh, for God's sake, don't get into this, okay? Let's not do that. Oh, please. Thank you. Speaking of me being a handsome dude, I want to say happy Pride Month to all the homosexuals. Non-cisgenders out there. The LGBTQ plus community in general.
Yeah. Happy Pride Month.
Happy Pride Month.
Good stuff.
And that second dose is given out like hotcakes right now. People lining up. They're trying to get rid of the COVID trait in the system, all that 5G coverage they're trying to obtain. So, if if you're eligible to get the dose, I wouldn't line up for it because I remember I went to Shoppers Drug Mart and they were, this one lady was almost about to get into it with the security guard because, her name wasn't called before this one person. So don't get too crazy with it. If you're willing to wait for the appointments to come up, and I'm sure they will. Didn't they just announce that Moderna, they're getting like 1 million extra doses like today?
Yeah. So, our government's doing a fucking fantastic job with being able to kind of get the amount of doses. And especially for the second dose, we're supposed to have like this huge delay, but
and now we're on track.
Now they're rolling in.
We're more than on track.
Our government's doing a fucking great job of bringing them in and getting people vaccinated. So good on them. And thank you for that, fucking Canadian government. But
Thank you.
it's still dope, man. But okay, so the funny thing is, I was actually reading Reddit again the other day, and there was an Ontario post, and I follow the Ontario post, and it was like, man, what's with this fucking entitlement of the second dose? Like, why do people fucking feel like they have to get the second dose like ASAP? And like, what's with everybody fucking trying to fight for it and venting if they don't happen to make the meeting for the second dose or something like that? And I'm like, okay, I guess I kind of see that. Like, there's a lot of people fucking fiending for that shit, man.
Bro,
Like,
I was reading that somebody drove 100 kilometers from there where they live to Simcoe to get a second dose.
yeah, like,
Come on now, it ain't the, it's not like the Backstreet Boys reunited or something. I mean, like
B2K,
Jesus,
man.
or B2K. It ain't like B2K is not going to be in Simcoe or something. Like, you will get your turn. Patience, ladies and gentlemen. We will get there, but don't get too crazy over it. All right. Just because you got one doesn't mean the rest of the world is getting theirs. Just be patient, folks. We'll get there.
That was one of the things that a lot of people were complaining about. It's like, yeah, man, like fucking parts of the world that these guys won't even have a chance at getting one. And man, you're feeding for a second one.
You know what I mean? Like, where are you
going?
Where are you going? Where are you going? Where you go? Just because you got yours doesn't mean all of Dominican Republic get there. You ain't vacationing there anytime soon. Okay? 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 Just relax. Patience. Patience. But that is recent events. Now brings us to our main topic today, Ryan. Ryan, can I get a very ethnic drum roll, please? Yep, go ahead. I couldn't hear any of that, but thank you so much. It is bucket lists, ladies and gentlemen. That is our topic. We, meaning Ryan and myself, will be discussing our bucket lists for the show, our bucket lists for our personal lives, our bucket lists and goals in general. Ladies and gentlemen, bucket list with Carlos and Ryan.
Real quick.
Yes.
Shout out to Sierra for the idea on this.
Shout out to Sierra. That email I told y'all the week before last. That email, top notch, top notch. That's a top tier fan right there. We love you, Sierra. This episode is dedicated to Sierra. Well, you're not dead or anything, but in dedication. But thank you, Sierra. Anyways, yeah,
Carlos.
Yeah, Ryan.
I was gonna say, what is your whole view on bucket lists in general?
It's necessary.
Really?
Next question.
No, man, you gotta explore. You gotta elaborate.
I think it's necessary. I think it throws a little bit of excitement into life. You know what I mean? Like, if you don't have any goals or a bucket list in general, like, what are you living up to? You know what I mean? It keeps you motivated. It keeps you, not to get dark or anything, but no, obviously no one wants to, reach the end of their, know that their demise is coming. Yeah. Jesus.
Motherfucking kick this bucket, man.
Jesus.
Fuck this bucket.
just walks out the room and leaves. Just leaves me here. But yeah, just no one wants to know their demise is coming. And so in terms of to keep busy and to keep, keep things peppy and keep things, that you have something to look forward to, that's what you got bucket lists for. You have little goals, either a daily or, little things you want to accomplish or things in life that you want to accomplish. I think it's truly necessary to have bucket lists or / goals in life. You got to. It keeps things exciting. So whether you want to do things at work, whether you want to play a video game and, invest all your time, there's goals, there's things that you want to accomplish. Whether it is to buy the video game that you like or to do things in said video game, there's always things you need to do to accomplish in order to succeed and to, keep life going. That is why bucket lists and goals are necessary. Ryan,
Wait.
cut the show. We're done here.
Oh,
Yeah.
wait. So are goals and bucket lists the same thing?
I think. Hold on. I was just reading the definition. You know what? I'm gonna fucking
Yeah,
do this on you. I'm gonna do this on your bitch ass right here. A number of experiences, or a bucket list, is defined as a number of experiences or achievements that a person hopes to have or accomplish during their lifetime. So either experience or achievement. To me, achievement is a goal. So that's something that's something that you need to do in your bucket list. But I'm not gonna lie to you. Before today, I didn't really think as goal. I thought goals and bucket lists were really two of the different things. But I guess there are similarities because it is something that you have to work to get to. You have to do. You have to action in order to obtain that, right? So essentially speaking, if you wanted to skydive, which I always wanted to do, by the way, you have to work your way to do it. You have to action it. And then once you accomplish it, that's like a check mark off the list. So that's also a goal.
So what are
So
the steps coming up to skydiving?
all right. Step one.
I just can't go pay somebody and be like, I'm gonna jump out this motherfucking plane
Plane.
because there's motherfucking snakes
Yeah,
in this motherfucking plane.
right.
I can't
And then
Why
he's
do I
just
have
looking
to
at you,
work?
just like, what? You can't
get back in your seat.
You
Sir.
get back in your seat. We're just gonna cancel. We got another Samuel Jackson fan here. No, just like you gotta obviously train because, to my knowledge, because what I've asked people who have actually done it, they go to like some facility, they actually legit train to do it. So they go into like this little pod thing, and it's like they blow the air at like 10,000 miles per hour. I don't know. I'm pretty sure that would kill you. But even still, you go in this pod and it lifts you up, and then you're done for that day. And you have to work your way up to go up to the plane. And then for your very first time, that person is going to be behind you. I know you can't just do it by yourself for the first time because that's just straight murder because you ain't that good. All right. No company wants to be responsible for a splattered body because they weren't doing their job right. So,
but there's those guys that it's probably like an extra charge. I've never been skydiving, but like you're strapped to them.
yes, that's the very first time.
They do all the work, and then you jump, and then you're just kind of sitting there floating, fucking
Right.
waving your hands and shit.
So that's how it is the first time. You have to do that the first time. They will not allow you to do it by yourself.
Oh, okay. So if you want to do it by yourself,
you can't.
Ever.
For the first time.
Well, okay, so like
I think after that, so as soon as you had that one experience, then after you could do it.
You've done some research on this.
I'm telling you, I want to do this, man.
Oh my god.
That is a bucket list goal of mine. I take this very seriously, Ryan.
The one thing that shout out to my older brother told me that his buddies, they like to go, and they're like, hands down, skydiving is a rush or an adrenaline rush that no drug, no alcohol, no nothing can give you, no matter what you're doing in life. So
even
they
heroin?
go. I don't know. Maybe they've
God
done heroin.
damn.
I don't know. But they're saying that that is like the end all be all, most adrenaline rush you can probably get as a human being within reason. To pay whatever amount it is to be able to fucking skydive. So. Yeah, I guess like fucking, it's like a different high, I guess, it's like a high that I don't even know how long it is. Do you know how long people stay up in the air for?
I really don't know. Don't know.
They're saying, yeah, like there's nothing like it. So
that's crazy. I'd love to do it, man. Eventually, surely. I really, that's one thing on my list I really would love to check off. I didn't, but let's just continue on with bucket list. But Ryan, I think your brother needs new friends if they're doing heroin, but that's just me. But Ryan, do you have a one goal on your list that you'd like to accomplish? At least one on your bucket list?
I don't even know if I have a bucket list. I'll be honest.
Here we go. Oh boy.
Be honest with you.
You don't have any goals or anything you want to achieve?
Well, obviously there's goals, but I don't know, because when I think we have the opposite view, when I separate it, goals.
Do you?
It's maybe I want to achieve a high status in relation to my career, or I want to own X house or whatever. But a bucket list, I think it's really like just a list of stuff that has nothing to do with your regular life, I
Mm,
guess,
I can see that.
that
Yeah.
you want to achieve before you kick the bucket or stay 6 feet deep or your demise kind of thing, or whatever day that happens to be, whatever you want to call it. But that's what I think it is. I think that like we live in Toronto,
Yeah.
but it's like I think one thing that, and shout out to my cousin, but climbing a mountain. And he actually flew out to Africa and climbed Kilimanjaro.
What the hell?
Yeah. So he literally like was like, yo, I want to go do this in my lifetime. I think he was like 23 or 24 at the time, and he and two of his buddies flew out to Africa to go climb Kilimanjaro.
Yeah,
How,
very, very reckless friends and family
like, how
members.
wild is that? Like, that's
That is
fucking
insane.
nuts. So it's
That
like,
is insane.
I think that's something I've always wanted to do, and I envy him to this day, kind of thing. So shout out to you, Brandon.
So do you want to not do it then, or
Oh, I would love to do it. I would love to do that, but I don't necessarily put that into the same category as like my goals in life kind of thing, like it's not a big deal if I don't climb Kilimanjaro, but I guess like that's why I separate them. But it's like in general, I don't even know if I have fucking a whole list, it's just like certain
you don't have to have a whole list, but there obviously there has to be like some cool things like, damn, I would love to do that before I go.
I think I would probably want to climb Kilimanjaro or a doable mountain. I can't say like Everest.
Why not?
Everest,
It's possible.
it is. It definitely is. I'm not gonna say that.
But death is a very, very, very possible
yes,
thing to happen. If you do try to climb it, it's the tallest mountain in the world, sir.
I think like I was having this conversation with my old finance manager, and he said he climbed it with his daughter and his wife or something like that. And he's like, man, you could do it for like maybe $7,000. $7,000. You just go out there, you pay the right people, train somewhat.
$7,000.
$7,000 Canadian. So like the whole trip, like the flight there, the staying in the different like villas, not like villas, but like different places to be able to kind of fucking go. But you can do it. You can do it in under like $10,000. You can actually go out and climb Kilimanjaro. So I've always wanted to do that. I think one day when I have nothing else to do, I'll probably do it. But
is it cold AF? Is it cold AF at the peak of Kilimanjaro? Or
I have no idea. I have no idea. Every time, everybody that I've ever seen get to the peak, because they have like this iconic picture. If you ever go Google Kilimanjaro, where everyone takes a picture at the peak with this one sign where it's like, "Oh, congratulations, you fucking
idiot, you fucking moron."
you peaked at Kilimanjaro." So then like everyone takes that picture. It's just one of those like Instagram worthy kind of things. And everyone I've seen is wearing like sweaters and hats and shit. So I'm assuming, yeah, it probably is pretty cold up there. But I think that's one thing that I would want to do before I kick my own bucket.
See, was that so hard? See, everyone has something they'd like to do, even if they don't count it as a list. God,
the whole bucket thing is like, man, like stuff I have to do.
No, I don't think you have to do it. It's something you'd like to do.
It's like bucket. Is it necessary for you to be like, okay, I have to do this before I die? Otherwise, I didn't live a fulfilling life.
Well, you see what I mean? You see, now I'd like to get into that. Absolutely. Here's the deal. You don't have to accomplish everything on your bucket list. It's just not, because I mean, I'm looking at my bucket list right now, and I don't have enough money in my account to even do 2 of these. All right, so it's just things that I would like to do. It was something that I would love, to look forward to, or to, even if I make an attempt at it, it would be nice to do, because it keeps me busy, keeps me moving, keeps me, looking forward to the future. You know what I mean? That's what bucket lists are for. In terms of if I didn't accomplish any of these, I'm not gonna get hurt about it. I'm not gonna say it was a fulfilling life. I want to look back, knowing that, you know what, I've accomplished what I've accomplished, and I could be proud of that. It's not every life, not everything that. Would it suck that I didn't accomplish everything here? Sure. I mean, yeah. Obviously, there'll be, if I'm at the end of it, if I'm on my deathbed, and my wife Jessica Alba is holding my hand and consoling me, that hey, you reached the end, dear. It's okay. And was life fulfilling? I would look into Jessica Alba's eyes and I tell her, and I would hold tightly and just let her know you shouldn't have made those Fantastic Four movies. And then just go out like, oh.
Sorry, Jessica Alba. I've never seen those movies either, but if Carlos says they're bad, then I'll go with his get.
She knows it. She knows it. She knows it. She knows it. All I'm
Okay,
saying is,
but I'll
yes,
say, go ahead.
No. Go.
No, I was gonna get into what's your number one thing that you don't want to like make sure that you do before you go?
Like I have to do it before I die?
All right, say the one thing that's the most important to you on your list.
Well, skydiving's up there. I don't know if it's the most important. I'm just looking at my list now. That's why I'm looking to the right here. So
you made one.
I did make a list.
Oh, okay.
I'm into it, sir.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah. Oh boy. One thing I have to do. Going to Japan would be up there. I don't know if it's the number one, but going to Japan is pretty up there.
Godzilla, man.
Yeah, man.
Get Gundam Wing, man.
Yeah, man. Ultraman and Kirby, Mario.
What's that? Mazinga Z, man.
What?
Mazinga Z.
What is that? Oh, is that that? Oh, is that that?
Is
that the thing that Lupe referenced in that one song? Here we go. Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah.
All right, but not to get off topic, but yeah,
Of
sorry.
course.
Japan would be dope.
Yeah. Host a award show.
An award
That's
show.
A goal of mine. I want to be like.
How big or extravagant does this?
I'm talking
show?
Grammys. I'm talking Oscars.
Oh,
I'll take the Junos if I have to. God damn it!
Damn.
I will. That is a goal of mine that I would love to accomplish. But I don't know if if I have to do it. Like I'm not gonna get hurt if I don't. But it's something I would like to accomplish. But things I have to do. Yeah, go skydiving, go to a Jay-Z concert. That's something I gotta do. That's definitely gonna bother me if I don't do before I pass. And obviously go back to Ghana again a few times.
I'll go with you, man.
Oh dear, here we go. Yeah, that trip is gonna be something different.
I would love to go, man.
Yeah, sick. Of course you would. I know you would. I know. Oh, Jesus. I'm just thinking
Oh,
about it.
God.
I'm just thinking about it in my head right now. I'm just like, oh, Ryan, please get down from that table. There's no music playing.
I follow this Street Eats Reddit, and I hate to bring it back to Reddit, but there's this dude on Reddit, and I forget his username, otherwise I'd shout him out, but he always posts the sickest recipes and the sickest like meals from Ghana, and they all look fucking fantastic. And I always send them to Carlos. I'm like, Carlos, man, when are we gonna eat this? So I would love to go to Ghana.
Yeah,
can't wait.
Yeah. Before stand up, I think that's something I'd want to do.
Oh yeah. Oh, okay. I know that about you. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd want to do that. Try it. Take a shot at it. A jab at it. See where it goes from there.
And I think that we could probably find like some sort of like amateur open mic.
Toronto is known for comedy, like for stand-up comedy. So they have a few spots here. So I'm sure there is a few spots that we can find.
I don't even know if it's going to go on because of COVID anymore, but the Nest, which is a big club in Toronto. Well, I don't know if I don't think it's there anymore, but the Nest in Toronto, it's at Batherson College. I believe it was either Tuesday or Wednesday, they used to have an open mic night where you could just go up and fucking do anything you wanted. And most people, it was like music and stuff like that. And I've never been myself, but I heard from a couple of my friends that went. Yeah, they literally just have a mic there, and then you kind of just respectfully take turns at doing stuff, and they have a piano that you can use or a drum set, and you just go up there and do shit. And like some people were spitting poetry, some people were like rapping.
I knew it. I knew it. I knew you were gonna say
I'm
poetry.
just saying,
Just
but that would be a great opportunity for you. So as
spoken
soon
word.
as COVID is done,
Oh boy.
we're gonna go do this. We're gonna
Oh,
find an
dear.
open mic,
Uh-oh.
and even if I have to go try to convince a bar owner to rent out his little space for a night, we're gonna get Carlos in stand-up comedy. So look out for that. I'm gonna post.
Oh
that
no,
on Instagram.
no,
because
no,
I'm gonna
no.
do it.
No.
I'm gonna do
That's
it.
not
That's-
gonna be necessary. I'll just do it and then get it over with, and then check mark it off. If I don't like it, I don't like it. If I like it, I like it. All right. Oh, one thing I gotta do, like this is for the wrestling fan in me. I have to go to WrestleMania at least once before I die, and the Royal Rumble at least once before I die. I have to.
Didn't
Like
they
to
have it in
experience-
Toronto?
They had the last last WrestleMania they had here was in 2002.
Wow.
That was the last WrestleMania. But they still have events here, just not a WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Because they get like pretty big arenas now for WrestleMania. So but yeah, at least one WrestleMania or a Royal Rumble. I need to do that at least once. That's something I have to accomplish. Yes. I gotta do it for the kid in me.
I get that.
I got to do it. Was there anything as a kid that you wanted to accomplish? And you thought, you know what? I gotta do this when I'm older. You watching the TV and you're like, damn, I gotta do it.
And probably be like a Power Ranger or something.
Same.
Motherfucker, I want to be a Power Ranger, man.
Oh, let's do it. Let's
What?
go.
That's like when you're a kid. Well, I don't know. No offense if you want to be one now, but
Uh-oh. We're insulting a big community
that was
of
just-
adults.
I don't know. I don't really remember what I wanted to do as a kid, man. I was just always doing stupid shit.
Well, I mean, wasn't that the point of being a kid, to just do stupid shit?
That's
That's
true.
the age. That's the age, you know?
You could still be
Bro.
a Power Ranger.
Yeah, you could. You can audition, you know? Technically, you can still be a Power Ranger. Food for thought, folks. If you thought it was stupid as a kid, who knows? Maybe as an adult, there's ways. There is ways. There are ways. I wanted to be a lawyer when I was younger.
Did we talk about this?
Did we?
I don't remember.
Oh, yeah, but yeah, I actually wanted to be a lawyer when I was younger.
Why?
And then I don't know, dude. I thought it was interesting. I took the law class. I'm like, oh, this seems interesting and it pays well. But then I realized that's a lot of years of school and a lot of reading I have to do. So I know my ADD would act up and I didn't want to do that. So my parents actually, funny enough, my parents talked me out of doing that. 'Cause
Really?
They're just like, yeah, that's so many years of school. Why would you want to do that? They're like, "Don't do it."
I picture you in front of the judge and being like, I solemnly swear, but fuck you, judge.
Yeah, it's like, fuck you, fuck 12, fuck
You ain't shit.
bitch. Just crip walking. Yeah, see,
I'd
and
be
that's another
like-
thing. I would not be. Yeah, here you go doing the jazz riff.
Ryan, like, man, you can put your hands down, man. Next thing
You're
you know,
not
I
even
got
up on the stand, Ryan.
12 fucking warning shots in my back, man.
Oh my god. Yeah, I can't. Yeah, I wouldn't take it seriously. You know, I wouldn't. So that's a good call. That I did not want to do that. Entertainment, though, I'd like to get to that. So we'll start there. But yeah, let's. Do you have like an award that you wanted to work your way up to win? Like, was there like an award, like for whether it be for school, athletics? I mean, you were pretty jockish in school. Wasn't there like an award that you wanted to win? Nothing? Really?
There was probably one year where I thought that for the guys that went to high school with me and Carlos went to high school, there was probably a year, I think in like grade 11, where I did 3 sports, and like 3 sports was the minimum to be athlete of the year. But I was going up against like some of the fucking gods, and like I think I was going up against like Andy Park, and shout out to Andy.
Andy,
Because that guy's a
Andy.
fucking god.
Listen,
Like
that
that
dude,
guy, a
whatever
god,
he
man.
plays to perfection.
Yeah,
That dude was legit genetically built for just to play
he
sports
was a
and be good at
natural
it.
god at anything he
Like,
wanted to do.
my God.
There was no way I could compete with that. And I
Andy
think
Clark, man.
I don't even think he's ever going to watch this, but Jet was in that conversation because he did 3 sports that year.
Yeah, that's true.
Our boy Daniel Safiq, so shout out to Daniel. He was in that conversation.
Well,
I don't even remember who won it that year, but there was like 4 or 5 people, and I happened to be in that running. It'd be like, hey, maybe Ryan wins it. I probably had the least amount of chance to win it.
yeah.
But like 3 sports was the minimum, and there's only about 5 guys in our whole high school at that age or in that grade that did 3 different sports. So I was like, okay, maybe fucking, maybe
There's a
I win
chance.
this, you know
There's
what
a
I mean?
chance.
Yeah. So like, but that was it.
Yeah.
No, but
Did
other
you
than that,
win
fuck
it?
awards. No, I didn't. No,
Whoa.
I don't remember who won it. I didn't win it. That's for sure.
Damn, man. You didn't even care?
No, well, I cared at that point in time because like it was some fucking high school shit,
Yeah.
but I don't care now. Like,
Well, obviously not now, but I meant
and like I
back
never
then,
really,
but-
I wasn't like butthurt about it. I wasn't kind of like, man, I didn't fucking win it. I was kind of like, man, I probably had the smallest amount of chance out of those 5 people to win it,
Mm.
and I didn't win it. So what can
Oh.
you do? But that was probably the only ever award that I actually ever wanted growing up, I would say.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
So-
that seems right. I mean, you were pretty jockish way back in school, so that would make sense if that was an award that you wanted. That would make sense.
But other than that,
Yeah, no, nothing. Nothing really, no goals really that you wanted to obtain. Not even talking to women, girlfriends that like multiple girls that oh dear. The Rhine of old. The Rhine of old has returned.
no, not at all, man.
No?
I'm not saying I don't aim too high,
Mm,
but like, man, sometimes my bow and arrow just fucking breaks, and I'm only.
so then buy a new one. I don't get why you gotta
Man, it's just kind of like
strolling.
strolling through it. But I never really wanted anything. But what about you, Carlos? What did you want?
Oh, dude, I wanted
Like, give me
there's
like
not-
give me public school, what
Public
you wanted,
school? Okay.
high school, what you wanted, and then
Alright.
like college, and then right now.
All right. Let's go back to the history of Carlos. All right. I would say back in grade school before Bakersfield, because I moved to Bakersfield in 7th grade. I went to a school called St. Charles Garnier from senior kindergarten up until grade 6.
You told me that actually. I remember
Yes. So there was this thing called a Garnier Star. That's basically every month they give they have this this, what do you call it when you go to the gym and you all sit down?
Assembly.
Assembly, that's right. So they have an assembly every month, and every teacher of that, in that school presents an award, the Garnier Star Award to the best student of the class. And I'm just like, everyone's clapping when you win the award, you shaking hands with the teacher. So I'm just like, damn, man, I would like to win that one day. But my grades were terrible, and I was not that because I wouldn't shut up. And the one complaint about everyone's saying I'm nice, and all the teachers like, oh, well, he's a nice guy. But at the same time, like, he just talks too much in class. That's my issue. He's a bit smart, but he just talks too much. So, and like, I really did not want to pay attention to the class. I was just focused on what was good for Power Rangers this weekend. What Digimon that Agumon was going to turn into.
Agumon.
That was my main focus. And then, so I didn't really care for it. But then up until 5th, so when I reached 5th grade, I finally had a teacher who was cool. His name is Mr. Crispo. Shout out to Mr. Crispo if he's listening. He's easily the coolest teacher I ever had, but also the most intimidating. That dude freaked me the shit out every time he got angry. He had a bit of a temper. He knows this. So if you're listening, Mr. Crispo, you're a good guy, but that temper, you terrified me as a kid. But he was actually genuinely a cool dude. He would tell us stories of when he would go to the club. This guy's clubbing, telling us how he's going to clubbing. And he's telling me how he met Triple H, and stuff.
Oh,
So as soon
wow.
as he heard that, I was
As
just
that
like,
fucking
I'm like,
the
hello.
wrestling goal comes in.
I'm like, wait, hold on. You met Triple H. He told us how he met Vince Carter at a club once, and I'm like, oh, this dude's really cool. And joke around a lot. He'd do this thing that every time he'd see me, he would come up to me and he'd like, "Hello, Carlos." He loved Seinfeld, so he would do that. "Hello, Jerry. Hello." Whatever the homeboy's name is, but he would do that with me, and then he'd shake my hand really hard, and then I'd just be like, "Ow!" He's like, because he knew I was cool. I was obviously, at the same time, like he's hurting my hand, but at the same time, I ain't no snitch. You know what I'm saying? I still live. I wanted the streets to embrace me at least. You know what I mean? I wasn't the coolest kid, but I wanted to be close enough. So then I had him again in grade 6. And I'm like, yeah, this teacher's pretty cool, man. So like my grades were a lot better. I'm doing really well in school. Like I'm legit getting like A's and B's at this point. Like the highest grades I've probably seen in my entire school career. Like I'm killing it. And then one day this person comes into the room for the Garnier Star Award, like to know who they wanted to choose. So then he writes it down, and then one of my friends looked at it and they were like, "Hey, Carlos, I think you're going to be Garnier Star this year." I'm like, "Nah, there's no way." It's like there is absolutely no way. Like there was smart ass kid. There was legit grade A students in that class that I had. So I'm like, there's no effing way I got it. And I'm like, there's no, dude, I think you did it. I'm like, nah. So then we go to the assembly. They're announcing the people, and then they reach the 6th grade, and they call up Mr. Crispo. And he's like, all right, the student has done really well. He's made vast improvements over the year. And, he's been a delight to teach. Ladies and gentlemen, my Garnier Star this year is Carlos Asay. And I'm just like, holy shit, I actually did it. Oh my effing God. So I go up, and then he's like, congratulations, Carlos. I'm like, thanks. I go in, shake his hand. He squeezes my hand again in front of everybody. Obviously I didn't snitch because, I ain't no bitch or anything. And I win the award. I'm holding it. I'm just like, God damn. It's the real deal. Holyfield. I fucking did it. I legit, ever since the 1st grade when I really took this shit seriously, I'm looking at it. I'm just like, God damn, I've actually done it. And I told mom about it. Even she couldn't believe it. She's like, wait, no way. Stop. I had to show her.
Man,
bam. You idiot. Get out of here. But I did it. It was a done deal. I got the award. I have no idea where that paper is right now, but I did. It was one accomplishment in public school that I was very proud of to this day.
That's actually huge. Congratulations, man.
Thanks, man.
I'm glad you got it. That's sick.
Thank you, sir. In terms of high school, I always wanted to play for a team, but I wasn't really that athletic.
Rugby.
That's the thing. So when rugby season came out, I'm like, oh, I can do this. So then I tried out, and then when I saw my name in that list, I'm like, woo, let's go. And then we played the season, and then we were absolute ass. But still, at least I just wanted to go to that athletic. What's it called? The athletic dinner that they had.
Yeah. So for anybody who didn't go to our school, I don't know how it's if it's a thing like across the board. I think it is, but
yeah.
So in our high school, whenever you happen to make the team or whatever like that, at the end they'd have like an athletic banquet. Everyone gets dressed up.
Yes, banquet.
So long as you made a team, you get to go to this banquet. Everybody dresses up. There's like food. Fucking free pop because we're in fucking high school and like juice and shit, and there's like a dance floor. It was dope. It was actually a lot of fun.
No, it was fun. It was
a lot of people, like all your teammates, you get to get together and dress shirts and ties and stuff. It was cool. So that was one of the cool things we got to do in high school.
Right. Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, makes sense. No, that's absolutely correct. That was one thing I wanted to do in high school.
Like just be on a team.
Yeah, just be, be a part of something, you know what I mean? Because I didn't really do much outside of that. And then we had the social community that we had, that through those events. We did those for like school out. Do you remember that? We did that Dance for Haiti thing.
Oh yeah, that was
Yeah,
sick.
that was dope. That was a fun
That
thing
was
to do.
actually so much fun. I think
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah, we
So-
planned it.
Was it a business thing?
Was it business or was it just like a social? You know, I think it was business.
We had so anybody who wasn't there, fuck,
Shaking his head.
I don't remember why we did this, but freaking back in high school we had this thing, and during that time I don't remember exactly what year it was, but
I
Haiti
think it was
just
our
went
last year.
grade 12, so 2010, 2009ish.
Yeah.
Haiti just went through an absolute terrible earthquake,
Mm.
which like fucked up their city, this and that, needed assistance. So we had this committee on the side outside of school, and I did it for hours because you have to fucking get a bunch of hours
40 hours
to graduate. So
Yeah.
I went into the thing and we decided to do a fundraiser for Haiti.
Yeah.
So anybody who wanted to join, or all the money in the proceeds will go to Haiti. So we raised a whole bunch of money, and I think we got up to like $500.
Yeah, we actually raised
I think we did pretty well,
money.
like
Yeah.
in relation to any sort of like charity event that was going on at that point in time, especially in high school. And our high school was small, so
Says a lot. that
it
we
was a
raised
lot.
them.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
actually pretty good, and we did a really great job. But we threw this fucking dance battle during lunch.
Yeah.
During two, I think it was over 2 lunches or something like that. And there's a whole
Yeah,
bunch of like probably
yeah.
pictures of me and Carlos back on old school Facebook of like dance battling all these kids for the fun of it. But it was kind of like all of this money that we ever raised for that thing actually went to Haiti, which is super wonderful.
Mm.
I think that was, now that I really think about it, that's definitely one of the highlights in high school, man. Like,
Yeah, man.
and yeah, it was sick, man. So we're
That was
hoping that our
great.
money went to something out there, like, because that was actually really dope.
Oh yeah. For sure,
Thanks
man.
for bringing
Besides
back that memory. That was dope.
Yeah,
man.
dude, I'm
Fuck.
telling you, bro. Goals, baby, goals.
That was actually cool.
That was
Fuck.
dope, man. But yeah, just I guess in terms of high school, that's basically about it. I wanted to join the wrestling team at one point, but for obvious reasons, you know, the coach screaming, "Carlos, you cannot perform the Stone Cold Stunner on the motherfucker." And I'm like, "What the hell are you talking about? Then why am I here?"
You cannot bury this guy, man.
You know,
alive.
you cannot perform his tombstone, set him on fire, and then perform the people's elbow. Ref, count it. It's only one. It's not 1, 2, 3. Damn it.
Carlos walked into the wrestling tryouts and was like, "Where's the cage?"
Yeah, where's the cage at? You know, I brought in my belt and everything. I'm just like, I'll put this up for grab. Like, who wants it? You know, I'm doing promos on these guys. You know, and that's the bottom line, right? But yeah, it didn't work out in the end. Oh.
And then what about college? What did you want in college?
I was a hermit in college. I did not do much in college. I'm not gonna lie to you. I was very, very introverted in college. Like I would joke around when class came. Like I would have my jokes here and there, but I did not do social things. Did not do too many social things. Like I would go. I maybe went to an event maybe once or twice.
That's still
That's
quite a bit
literally a
in
bit.
comparison to
That's-
some people.
Yeah, I guess. But if I regret one thing, it's I kind of wish I was more social back in college, but at the same time, there were some weirdos there, man. There were some weirdos at that college. I went to Humber College, North Campus, but yeah, there were some strange people that went to that college. So I don't know if I want to. I literally went to class, and then as soon as class was over, I dipped home, and I slept.
Sucks, man.
Yeah, does it? I mean, it's
Well,
just-
I don't know. I had a
I
good
mean,
college
like
time.
I still hung out with you guys. Like I didn't like you didn't join a sports team in college, did you?
Oh no.
Yeah,
No.
right. No, like did you really? Would you say you accomplished something, or at least try to in college?
You know what? Like I met, honestly, and shout out to these guys. I know who they are, but I met some of my brothers in college, man. Like,
But is that a goal, or is that something that naturally?
you know, that
happens?
means more to me than any fucking sports team or any fucking
Okay, Barney the
award out
dinosaur.
there. But
All
fucking
right.
some of the people that I happen to meet in college, and man, you guys know who you are, and like some of the friends I got to build and relationships I got to build in college, like man, that shit means the world to me. And it got me the job to where I'm at now. But yeah, man, like some of the people I met, like if I wasn't social, then I would have had that. I wouldn't have liked the experience as much, but because I got to meet some of the brothers people that I consider brothers now, like Man, I wouldn't take it back. And we did some fuck shit.
Oh,
Like some of the shit that me and those guys were doing in college. Oh my god, man, that was not
Jesus.
smart, man.
Oh my God.
I was the reckless one. Those guys are civil, and man, some of those guys are G's.
Oh, Jesus.
And they know what they're talking about, man. I hope you're listening to this motherfucker.
Jesus Christ.
God, man.
Yeah, man. That's yeah, college. That was a interesting time. Oh yeah, it was an interesting time because I know that I mean I met some very nice people, but it was not really more so like a hangout after thing. Like I did not want to hang out in college.
That makes sense.
Like I just like was in class and yeah, it's just I was really introverted because it's weird because college is it's like it was that first place where like I literally walked in there with no friends, not knowing people
Yeah.
because I was so used to, you know, from transitioning from Bakersfield to high school, at least I knew you guys, so that's what got me through. But now I'm just like bored of school. I'm like I know nobody and this is a much bigger venue. We're legit adults now. So now it's like, damn, you know, you have that freedom to do what you want, but at the same time, you have to pay. Like I'm paying tuition to go to school here, but now I have to pay extra to do extra shit here too. It's like I don't know, that's kind of weird. But it was a nice call. It was there was some decent events there. I met Cain Velasquez while going
Oh
there last
yeah.
night.
Yeah,
He
yeah,
came
yeah.
out.
That's
There was an
wild.
event. There was an event. I met him, so that was nice. And they had this thing where they had like gaming stations there, where they legit had like Xboxes and PlayStations. That was always booked, so I never did that. But yeah, college. I graduated, so I'm over that. I'm good with it. I don't know what the hell I'm doing with my advanced diploma now, but yeah, that was interesting. Was there any goals during the pandemic that you wanted to do for yourself at least?
The pandemic's a weird thing, man. I think that anybody are I would think that most people they either went to like two of the extremes. So like we had the spectrum of either you did exactly what you wanted
Mm-hmm.
or you fucking didn't do shit all pandemic.
Right.
And I think I was probably closer on the didn't do shit all pandemic. Like I would love to be able to kind of be like, man, I lost 25 pounds and like got cut as hell and like
Nice.
could
Nice,
run
nice.
10 kilometers.
That would be
But,
nice.
but I definitely didn't do that.
Nothing that you wanted to accomplish. I mean, we started this podcast.
Yeah, we
That's
started this
the-
podcast. Yeah, I think it was more about being able to kind of spend time, learn about yourself, see what you can do, and like attempt things. I think that this podcast is a perfect example for what came out of the pandemic, especially for me, and I'm assuming for Carlos as well. But yeah, I think that this podcast in itself was a risk enough to be able to kind of like have a goal, somewhat achieve a goal, and like progress towards another goal that's going to build on top of it. So yeah, I think the only thing that I really thought about was just kind of hanging out and surviving. But other than that, the podcast is something great. I think that it's a
Didn't you
wonderful thing.
move? Didn't you move into your own
Oh,
place?
yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
See, I'm listing out your goddamn shit. While you see you and this was during the pandemic, was it not?
Yeah, I moved in pandemic fucking August, man. It was wild.
Yeah,
Renting a
man.
U-Haul and everyone's got a mask on, which is like super weird. But I did move during the pandemic, and it was a weird decision to do that. But now I'm downtown Toronto. But it wasn't a goal. It was kind of a thing that kind of happened, you know.
It was an abrupt thing. Is what
Yeah, it
you're
was
saying?
just kind of like, you know, an opportunity came about, and as opposed to being like, oh, like what am I gonna do? Should I do it? Should I not? I was like, "Man, I'm gonna jump on this. Fuck it." So that's the thing, though. It's like think about buckets. It's like, man, I don't know if I have like a list or like specific goals. And like for some of the people that know me that deep, it's kind of like I just kind of do things.
I mean,
Things just happen, and I go
and
about
just-
it, and then
just
I just
works out that
just,
way.
I just work out that. Yeah, it just works out. I don't really necessarily have any sort of like end term or end
Really?
goals that I want to do. I want to claim a mountain, but like that's the only thing I can really think of. But everything
Well-
else just kind of happens.
Well, I mean,
I
was
go
there
with it.
something that you wanted to do that would like, make you gain confidence at the end, like give you confidence or boost? Nothing.
No, maybe like I don't know, hang out with my mom. Shout out to my mom, I love you. But that was pretty much it, man. Everything in my life is like gravy. It flows, man. It's just kind of like, man, I'm chilling. There's nothing that I feel like I've ever needed that I don't have at the moment, kind of thing. So that was gonna be my end lesson for the end of the episode. But
God damn.
yeah,
Well,
no, I don't. That's what I mean.
that's
why-
your lesson, that everything is gravy and everything's kosher. You don't have to.
This is the one thing I mean to talk about, like bucket lists. It's like, man, like some people have them, some people don't. So it's like
Yeah.
me with this episode, it's really getting to know Carlos as a person. And anybody who's listening, feel free to drop us your bucket list in our Instagram or send us a Gmail. But
YouTube.
it's YouTube. But it's getting to know people and getting to know exactly or have that conversation about their own bucket list, because I don't have one myself, I would say.
Damn. Fuck that. I know when I got that Garnier Star, I felt like on top of the goddamn world, man. Bro, I was lit as fuck. I remember, dude, I'm just glad that they didn't make us do speeches. I was going to say some wild, I was going to pull a Kanye West moment and fucking just like, yo, don't cut my goddamn music. This is my time. I waited, 7 years for this shit. Give me it right now. So, and we went back to class. We were just bumping music. We were dancing and shit. Everyone's like congratulating me. Bro, I was a fucking god that month.
And the girls
That
were
one,
like,
oh,
Carlos won the star.
if 50 Cent was big that year, so when the club was bumping, I'm like, ladies, now's your chance. Let's go. Let's get it. Let's get it. Dude, I'm telling you, man, bucket list helps, man. In terms of if it's not for, if there's a goal you want to achieve, it gives you that confidence to do something. That's what this podcast is for me, Like normally, it's that little boost of can I really do this entertainment thing? You know what I mean? Like I'm getting people's reactions like, oh, it was funny. Oh, I liked it. It was interesting. Oh, this was an intriguing episode. That gives me a sign that like, okay, maybe there's a little spark to this. Maybe we can really blow up this thing and see, and then it sees where it takes us. But yeah, it's always that. It's that. What's the term I'm looking for here? It's that little getting out of your comfort zone. It's the comfort, you need to get out of your comfort zone in order to, that's what bucket lists are for, to really just branch out of your comfort zone and really do something that would make you feel happy at the end of the day, and really gets you out more, and gives you that confidence to really show that you can really achieve something.
That's a great way to look at it.
So that's what it was for me. That's what bucket list does for me. And if you have something that you want to achieve, that you want to work hard for, or even if you want to just go visit a place. I know the background I have now is the Aurora Borealis. I would love to see that one day. I always see it on TV. I'm like, God damn, that must be beautiful to see in person. I would love to see that. I'd love to go to Jamaica one day. I would love to go to Amsterdam, obviously for obvious reasons. I would love to go to go to Nicaragua, because I always thought that was a really neat name. Russia, a bunch of places. I would love to, yeah, that's just shit on my bucket list. Miami, I would love to go to, even though I'm not a fan of Florida. Fuck that state. I'm just gonna go into it right now. Listen, Florida is a horrible place and it needs to be destroyed. I don't, like, dude, why do you even exist? Like, what, like, dude, there are weirdos that live in that state. Look at the news, man. It's just like, what the hell is going on over there? Ryan is not smiling because he's concerned that we might get canceled. I don't give a shit. Dude, that place is, dude, whatever. Anyways, I'm done with it. That's all I have to say.
There is that Florida challenge for anybody who doesn't know. You go to Google, type in your birth date, and then type in the word Florida after.
And it's the strangest
and
shit.
then see whatever comes up. And some of the weirdest stuff comes up, because there's always weird stuff going on in Florida for some reason. So
what is going on there?
Maybe that's something we'll do for the next episode. But for everybody who's listening, go type in your your birthday, no year, because you don't have to specify the year. Go type in whatever date your birthday is, and then go type in Florida and see what news articles come up, because there's always some weird shit going on out there. Good conversation starter.
Yeah. Florida. Other than that, yeah. But I'm telling you, man, bucket list. Right? If you don't want, I don't know how you don't. You say you don't have. So that's crazy talk to me. I think you do. It's just like you forget.
I don't, man. I think
You
like
don't?
okay, so like aside from like family stuff,
Yeah.
I would love to fucking give my mom $50 million
Yeah.
and then just be like, okay, I'm good. You know what I mean?
She,
That's all that really matters to me. Or
would
like,
that suffice? Would that suffice for her?
I don't know if it was fight for her, but like, I would love to be like, here, brothers, here's $10 million each in a fucking boat.
On me. So didn't mom get 50 million? Oh, stop being goddamn stingy, bro.
Yeah.
Just
and,
take it.
and I'm like, okay, I'm good to go now, man. Fucking kick my bucket.
Yeah.
But like,
he like jumps off the building.
yeah. But like, other than that, it's like, I don't know, man. I think that, like I said before, and I probably said this in another episode, it's like, man, everything's supposed to be the way that it is. And like, I'm good with the way that I am. And I'm not saying that people who do have bucket lists, because I'm sure that many of you do.
As you rightfully should.
Yeah, which you know, you should realistically have those certain goals or something to look forward to or something to work towards. But personally, for me, it's not there, man. But I get it. I 100% get it. I think that Carl's brought up a great amount of points today to be able to kind of be like, man, like it's something to work towards, something to look forward to. You know, sometimes life, again, isn't all that. And it's like, man, like some of this stuff actually makes it. It's like, man, like if you can achieve certain things, the fucking dopamine or whatever chemical that releases in your brain to show you that you're having fun and doing a good job releases when you achieve certain goals and like do certain things in life. Like that stuff is the end all be all. So it's kind of like, man, do your thing, have that list, use it as a tool to be able to kind of make you a better person or achieve those certain things that you want to be able to get to. But I don't got it, man. I got my mustache, man.
Oh boy.
For anybody who's watching on YouTube.
I'm getting very Matthew McConaughey vibes. All right. I don't need no bucket list. I don't need no goals or nothing. But all I got is this Lincoln, and I'm good. Hey, mom, I did it. I made the team. Don't matter. Don't matter to me at all. All right.
One of the questions I have for you, Carl, is how young were you when you first wanted something? Like something as like that, like unattainable, not obtainable, but like
something you have to work to get.
Yeah, something you had to work to get. Like how young were you, and when do you remember that?
I mean, I think that it was the Garnier Star Award, but I don't think I really wanted anything before that Garnier Star Award. I just remember just thinking back, I'm like, damn, I really want that award.
So that was the last thing you remember.
Yeah, like off the top of my head, that's really the last thing, because I remember just like my parents just really wanted me to have good grades, you know, because I was their first kid, right? Like, you know, we moved to this country, you know, and then, you know, I didn't move. I was born here, born and raised. For all you government motherfuckers listening, don't fucking audit me and shit. But yeah, I was born and raised here. I just, you know, and my parents, you know, they put all their eggs in the basket for me and my brother to really do well here and, you know, succeed. And so, yeah, so I mean, I imagine, you know, when I was coming home with like bad grades, it wasn't really like, you know, I imagine they were a bit nervous from, and, you know, I think that award really showed, and even the grades I was getting that year showed that, you know what, like I could do this. Because it gave me confidence, and I you know, I did work for it, you know, and it didn't even feel like it, because like when I was doing the stuff, the way he was teaching, it was just like, I just remember having fun. It really was, because he was, you know, Mr. Crispo, my grade 6 and 5 teacher. He was a nice, you know, he was a really nice guy. He was a cool teacher. He made it simple and plain for us, you know, what he was teaching. And yeah, as I, you know, I'm doing the homework and I'm, you know, studying and stuff, I'm getting these grades. I'm like, damn, you know, maybe it's attainable. And then I got that award, baby, and it was a great year for me. Then I moved to Bakersfield, and I got lazy all over again, and didn't get back.
Met me, man.
And then I met Ryan, and my life went downhill from there. Yeah. Do you remember were you even like, even when you were a kid, you really did not have anything you wanted to achieve? Nothing? Like a girl man. You wanted to talk to?
I'll be perfectly honest. I think like since I was young, and like this is probably to get into a different episode in relation to like therapy or like traumatic experience.
Jesus. All right.
Like, when I was
to be continued, is that how we're gonna end?
Yeah, I guess that's what you. But like when I was younger, man, like I thought I was gonna end up working in like a factory. You know, like that was just
what.
Honestly, like that was just the end kind of thing. Like I remember even up in like until high school was kind of like, man, there's nothing wrong with me working at a fast food restaurant for the rest of my life.
Oh my God.
And like, no offense to anybody that happens to do that at the moment, because I know some of my family still work in a factory. I know some, people out there that's lived their whole lives working at a fast food restaurant. Like that's how far I thought my life was going to get. So I'm not saying I'm not trying to achieve much, but it was just, that was the thought process. Me growing in the neighborhood that I grew up in, growing up with the idols that I happen to have. Like, yeah, I had fucking, and people who know I'm a huge R&B fan, but like Drew Hill and all that stuff, and like Boyz II Men was out of the world. It was that I'm growing up in this town and city where, man, you don't make it out. You don't go past what you're supposed to. You work in a grocery store for the rest of your life. You work in a factory, you work construction, you do all of those things that your thought process isn't really appreciated as much. You don't go as far. So growing up when I was younger, it was kind of like, man, like shout out to Terry. Me and my boy Terry, and Carlos knows Terry too, but we grew up in a neighborhood where like some guys didn't make it out, some guys still doing the worst of the worst. When I was in high school, and luckily I moved out of that neighborhood, but it's like those guys aren't doing well. Could be dead. I have no idea. I'm serious. Even though it sounds like it's like, oh man, Ryan, you're from Newmarket, like fucking. It's like, man, some of the kids from Newmarket, it's like, man, some of those guys didn't make it out. They're either staying with their parents, fucking not doing shit for their lives, collecting fucking government money, not doing shit.
Experiencing a higher than the skydiving shit.
With no fucking, yeah, exactly. Like no goal whatsoever. It's kind of like, man, like, and I'm not saying there's anything against that, but it's just like, that's the kind of world that I happen to revolve in and grow up in. So in this case, it's like I never really aimed that high because I never thought that high was all that much. So it's like in relation to like things like factories, things like fast food restaurants, things like anything with a suit and tie was out of my nature. It was already out of what was obtainable, what was reachable. So in this case,
all you wear now.
Yeah, I know. Well, before COVID, but it's funny to be able to kind of see exactly where I am now, and then think about things like bucket list, to be able to kind of like, man, this was what I'm doing now and what I have now with the people that I'm with and the friends that I happen to have with, and like my family. It's like, man, like it's all things that I didn't think I was going to have when I was younger. So in relation to trying to obtain something or want something when you're younger, no, like it wasn't there. And like even now, it's just, it's like, man, I'm grateful for whatever I have. Like I'm glad to wake up in the morning, you know what I mean? Like I'm just glad to fucking breathe. So anything above breathing now, realistically for me, is kind of like, man, you're doing fine. And I don't mean to make it seem like it's so morbid and
a bit
and so fucking out there. It's like, Brian, you live in Canada, like there's definitely other countries and other places out in the world that have it way worse than mine, but my situation, it's like, man, I'm just happy waking up every morning, and like everything else is just extra and being lucky with the situation that I'm in. So yeah, I don't fucking aim that high no more, man. Like I don't feel the need to. I'm good. It's a weird kind of balance that I have in my head. So it's like, if Carlos, for you to buy me a yacht with your Juno award or your award money, it would just be something extra on top of my happiness that I'm already achieving, kind of thing. So it's like,
interesting.
Yeah, man, I'm good, man.
It's surprising to see how little And when women complain that men don't, don't want things from themselves, when women are complaining that, oh, all you have is just a TV and a mattress in your apartment, it's surprising to see how little it takes to satisfy us men, you know what I mean? So it's interesting to see. But you mentioned Drew Hill and Boyz II Men. So there was like not one point where you're like, man, I wish I went to a concert. No, I wish I met Lupe Fiasco. You don't want to meet Lupe Fiasco before you die?
When I was in high school, Lupe came to Toronto with his own individual concert, and that was probably the only time that I was ever like, man, I really want to go to this concert. Every other concert I've ever been to, and I'm fortunate enough to go to concerts because I'm sure that there's people out there that listen to music way more than I do, and it's never been to a concert in their entire life. But no, like there's never been that much of a want or that much of a list that I would create for myself to be able to kind of be like, man, this is what I'm going to achieve before I kick my fucking bucket.
Damn. Is it because do you feel like you had a lot as a kid where you're just like, you know what, I don't need much? Or
yeah, I had tons. My mom worked her ass off, man.
Yeah, so
and look at all this.
This guy's turning this to MTV Cribs out here, man.
Man, I'm renting my apartment, but even this is more than fucking
more than enough for you.
This is more than enough for me. So like in relation to bucket list, in relation to achieving high, in relation to aiming high, in relation to wants, yeah, I put $10 towards a lottery on a weekday to be able to kind of see if I achieve it. But this in itself is more than what I've ever thought I would have. So the thing about bucket lists, it's like, man, that shit don't mean nothing to me. So that's why it's funny. It's funny to hear when I get to see people. It's like, man, like I get where you're coming from, but for me, that just wasn't a thing. So it's like I've already achieved what I thought I was going to achieve, and I've already exceeded what I thought I was going to achieve, like as a youth or as a young kid.
Well, here's the deal, Brian. It's interesting to see that, like, I don't want to say like it seems like you were setting the bar so low for yourself, considering that you have the qualities to do great things in life. So I'm just sitting here just like, wow, this is interesting. Like, why a guy, with your talents, with your personality, and yet you set the bar so low. It's like you could achieve so much more, you know what I mean? Not to, talk shit or anything, but I mean, like, there are like people who would kill to have your, athleticism when you were back in high school. That would, that would love to have a personality like yours and use it to actually, work their way to something. So I'm not trying to shit on you or anything.
No,
obviously, it's just like, it's fascinating. Like, you have the abilities, but yet you choose to, be like, you know what, I'm sufficient with what I got.
The one thing that I've really learned about having conversations with people and building relationships with different people, and this is to go back to a conversation I had with two of my good friends, and there are a couple we had the other day. I'm not going to get into the top of exactly what we talked about. We talked about a lot about perspective, and the perspective that everyone happens to have within life. So it's like you as an individual, you grow up, you think about something, somebody else grows up, whether it's your best friend, your wife, your husband, your partner in life, or whatever it happens to be, they look at it a different way. Perspective is huge, absolutely huge. So everybody looks at certain things different ways. Everyone's satisfied to a different point. And I think that's something that we all have to kind of just take on and kind of understand about other people. It's like everyone's got a weird, different perspective on certain things that may not match with yours. There's going to be disagreements in relation to it, but it's like, I feel like I'm happy because of the way that I was kind of set up to be. And even though there's certain ceilings that probably could be reached, not to be cocky or whatever like that, but it's like, I potentially could get there. And like, as well as Carlos could potentially reach these ceilings, but there's certain amount of ceilings that we're already kind of happy with, that we already kind of go through on our day-to-day basis. We've already kind of built the stepping stones to whatever we happen to have now that we could be potentially happy with. Yes, there may be that ceiling that we haven't touched or what feels unobtainable, but I think that happiness is kind of the main basis, and like I've already achieved that in life, so it's kind of like I don't need nothing else.
So is it more so happiness, or are you comfortable with where you are?
Oh, I'm
Because
happy.
I think you're happy with where you are.
Yeah, I'm 100% happy.
Interesting, interesting. Because comfort is more so like, you know what,
Yeah,
I'm comfortable. That's more so, that's still you within your that shell of yours. You're
yeah,
still obviously that's your comfort zone. That's obviously you not wanting to break out, not ruin the this pattern that you clearly have. Whereas for some people who are tired of that, that daily pattern that they have, want to break out of it. So, that bucket list really helps with that because there's things outside from the daily routine that you have that you want to, really achieve, that gives you sufficiency because obviously the daily routine is not doing it for you. There's not much to do because obviously it gets boring. But I guess in your case, you working and you accomplished quite a bit, sir. From moving
thank you.
out because in even in our group, like from you moving into your own space and living the life that you live, you've accomplished quite a bit. And
Thank you.
not to knock or anything. It's just, I don't want you to think that I'm saying that, that I feel that you haven't accomplished or you haven't achieved your the highest that you could go. It's just that I don't want to come. I don't want you to feel as though that it would suck for me. It would hurt for me to know that I don't want you to feel like when I see you that you're still within that comfort zone. That's why I want to make sure. Like, are you genuinely happy with where you are, or is it just because you were scared of what's gonna come next? You see what I mean? So
No,
what
no,
you have,
100%.
so again, with what you've accomplished, you should be definitely very proud of what you've done. But at the same time, it doesn't hurt to always want more or
No,
to achieve
not at
more.
all. Not at all.
So,
And like I'm with you in that case. I think that everybody should aim high, be that person that you look in the mirror and you believe yourself to be. It's kind of like, man, you have the ability to do anything in the world. And like luckily to get into a global perspective, like Carlos, me and you live in Canada, which is probably one of the most opportunist like countries in the world. You have
yeah,
the ability to do anything.
yeah,
We're not stuck by certain things like, huge poverty,
right.
access to certain healthcare, this and that. Like I can go list upon it, like fucking huge, build a huge fucking list on exactly why certain people don't have the same opportunities as us. And like whether that holds me back in relation to it, and I do appreciate, your good thoughts and that kind of stuff. But it's just like yet again, it goes into perspective. It's really what people think about their own lives and like how comfortable they are with their own lives. And I don't mean to use the word comfort, but it's just like, man, I'm good, like
Yeah,
that's really the only thing I can say. It's like, man, I'm fortunate enough to be able to kind of be in the situation that I'm in, and I wouldn't ask for anything more. And
interesting.
that's really what it is.
Uh,
So it's like, Carlos, one of the questions I have for you in relation to like bucket list is like, man, do you feel like if you don't achieve this bucket list, are you not going to be happy with your own life?
like it didn't go for anything on this list,
Could be anything. It could
or
be you
some.
finish half of the list. You could finish one part of the list. Could be half of a part of a list. It could be anything. But it's just like that's one of the things that I think that gets into the play of whether you're going to be a happy individual with this
Mhm.
bucket list or not.
Well, I think with bucket lists is that not all of these goals are equal, right? There's obviously some that are bigger than others. I think it's a matter of if I had went over, I'm going to be real with you. If I went through this list and I accomplished the minor ones over the bigger ones, obviously, yeah, there's going to be that thought of, man, I wish I did more. So obviously, when you go through a bucket list, you obviously have to aim for these bigger goals. That way, you can feel that fulfillment. Like Let me go back to this list here. Like skydiving, it's a pretty important one I'd love to do because that would be if I could just do that one alone out of everything on this list. Now I'm rethinking. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, if I could only do skydiving on this list, I think I'd be happy. But also do the comedy shit and yada yada yada. But that's like those are like personal goals I would like to do. Yeah, like if I achieve like at least maybe 3 of these, I think I'd have a fulfilling life. Because realistically, the comedy shit, that's like a lifelong thing that I want to do for myself, right? So obviously, that's not gonna, that's obviously gonna take a bit of time for myself. So, I feel like it would be fulfilling if I at least go through at least 3 of these. I think, and I'd be sufficient. But again, just going back to my earlier point, if you don't accomplish everything on your list, guys, there shouldn't be a list of regret. Or feelings of regret rather. That's why you're in the now. If you have any goals, if you have anything you have on your bucket list that you want to achieve, go for it. Because life is, you never know when you're gonna go. Life's a bitch and then you die. That's it for our show this week.
Well, I was gonna say, Carlos, what is the end? What is your end thoughts in relation to this episode? If you're gonna tell our listeners one final thing, hit me with it.
If you have a list, go through it, please. I encourage you. Life is short. Whether it's a tiny goal, go for it. Because realistically, you never know if you're gonna hit it or not. Whether you go, unless you actually try to achieve it. So whether it's a bucket list, whether you want to go to a vacation spot that you would love to go to, whether you want to move out of your parents' basement, whether you want to go to a specific concert, or whether you want to meet a girl that is the girl of your dreams and you trying to talk to her. Guys, ladies, people of all genders, go for your goals because you never know what's going to happen, except for shooters. Guys, don't do that, please. Okay, consider other people's feelings. Yeah, just if you have something that you'd like to achieve, work hard to do it. Get out of that comfort zone of yours, especially considering in this pandemic. I know we're all hermits right now. Well, I mean, everything's opening up a little bit in Ontario, but we're getting there. But yes, please get out of your comfort zone. I know it's obviously gonna suck, but it'll be worth it in the end, I think. I'm just thinking about at that moment, when you're on your deathbed, and then your family's surrounding you, and they ask you, did you live a good life? I just want to respond to them. You know what? Yes, I did. That's it for me. Obviously, I don't want to think about my demise, but that's why.
Love it.
Yeah.
That was wonderful.
Thank you. Do you have any lasting thoughts to say to the young world?
This episode is definitely getting a little bit long, but I think very quickly.
I don't think they care. I think they love it. I think they want us to talk, man.
Very quickly, in relation to the fucking grain of sand that us as individuals happen to be on this fucking beach of life.
Oh.
You have the ability to do whatever the hell you want, be as happy as you want, be as fucking anxious as you want, be as fucking hurt as you want, do whatever you need to do, hit those extremes. Because realistically, in the grand scheme of things, we are grains of sand in this beach of life. So it's kind of like, do your thing, make yourself happy. Whatever list that you happen to build, there's nothing wrong with that whatsoever. Don't follow me. But it's, man, make yourself happy as much as possible. I think that's the biggest thing. And it's like, if you have to have some certain amount of goals and a certain amount of list to be able to kind of get to, then man, do your thing, girl. Or like, do your thing, man. It's like, fuck. So, man, yeah, be you. It's like, fuck, nothing more than that.
Wow.
That's all I gotta say.
Wow. Ryan, I think this was our longest episode yet.
It was indefinitely.
Wow.
It
That's
is.
crazy.
We need
I
to
didn't
end
think
it.
I didn't even think we'd reach it that point, but I guess we'll
We're
end
gonna
it
end
this
it.
day. Anyways, I'm Carlos,
I'm Ryan.
and this is the blank with Carlos and Ryan.
Oh wait.
Oh.
I was gonna say, hit us up on Gmail, hit us up on Instagram, send us your bucket list. I would love to hear from you what your perspective is. Carlos especially would love to hear from you. And if you motherfuckers want to go skydiving,
Yeah,
hit Carlos up
yeah.
and we will set up a date and we will
Damn
do
it.
the blank skydiving
Let's
because that
fucking
would
do
be
it.
sick.
That would be nuts.
But yeah, hit us up there.
Let's
Let
do
us
it.
know. Sorry to interrupt. Go ahead.
No, that was it. That was all. Thank you so much, young world. And of course, fill it in.